Well, I wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Very blessed.
I wanted to ask you, how long did it take to put this album together for you guys?
It's kind of an interesting question because at the beginning it was just me making music for my own, and it was in the year 2019, 2020 when Corona came up, when I
Mhm.
was finished with the songs, and I told to myself it would be very disappointing to not make something out of this. So I found myself a band and I wrote online to a lot of people searching for a singer, searching for a guitar and drums and so on. And time by time, there were some people joining the band, there were others leaving the band again, and I think we came together in 2023, and then we started the recording process, which means we got in the studios with our producer Ian, and the recording process was about, let's say, maybe a year because all of us are working in other jobs. And at the end, it also happened that our vocal recordings got deleted because there was how do you call it? No power, no electricity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we lost a lot of recordings from the vocals, and we had to record them again, which was kind of a hard time, especially in terms of the moral or the motivational terms.
Sure.
Yeah, but we went through it, and we are very happy that it is done now, and we released it in mid 2025. Yeah, it was worth all the pain.
Absolutely. And welcome, my friend.
Hello, Markus.
Marcos, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, okay, now I can hear you.
Yeah,
Excellent. Welcome. And
Hello.
I wanted to ask if you guys could tell me who came up with the name for the band?
it was our old singer. We had another singer before we got our singer, Lily, and our old singer came with the name of the band because it's actually the name of a plant. In Germany, you would say it's the Bärenklau. It's I think it's very common in Europe, in Central Europe, the Acanthus plant. And we thought that the name was really cool in terms of the sound because we just thought, yeah, that the name it fits, it's working, and then we decided for the name.
And I wanted to ask you about Cemetery Hills. The song is very emotional and very strong, and it sets apart from the rest of the album. I wanted to ask how that song came to you.
It's actually quite an emotional story because it was a while ago when I was still playing in the soccer team, and one of my friends in the team, he lost his mother because of cancer. And for me, it was very shocking because at this time it was not possible for me to lose my parents, and I was
Sure.
not ready for this stage of my life. And seeing my friend going through the phase made me very sad and very emotional. And so I decided to write a song out of the perspective of a person who knows that she or he is going to die maybe tomorrow. And
Mhm.
I wanted to make to create lyrics. What would I say to my loved ones if it was me who was dying of cancer? And
Sure.
if it was me who wanted to send some last words to my family, for example, or to my loved ones. And that's the lyrics of Cemetery Hills, which I consider as one of my best actually. It was very a kind of very sad while writing the song, and it made me tear up a lot while writing it down.
Oh,
And
I'm sure.
yeah, yeah. And Marcus actually made a very creative bass line to the song, right?
Yeah, I started in the band when the songs were pretty much done already, and for me as a bass player, I have more trouble with memorizing simple bass lines, like just playing the root note or something like that,
Mhm.
instead of doing something that I can relate to. And so for this type of ballad desk song, it was kind of okay. what am I gonna do here? And then it took some pretty long time to get the bass line down, but now I'm very happy with it, and I really like the song and I really like to play it.
Yes, it's definitely a standout track on the album. Another song that really stood out to me was Human Rain. I wanted to ask if you could speak on that track as well.
Yeah, it's actually it's about theme-wise, it's about humanity at all. It is. I think I'm a teacher in Germany, and I also am a teacher in the subject. I don't know, psychology in the school.
Mhm.
Yeah, and for me, it's kind of scary sometimes, but also very frustrating to see the huge potential of the human species. To know, I mean, we can fly to the moon if we wanted to. We can create something like the internet, so it's possible for us to talk about thousands of miles separated from each other. And I
Sure.
think those are very impressive achievements, and I think those are the very, very impressive sides of humankind. But then on the other side, it appears that humans are very selfish from time to time, that there is a lot of violence, a lot of bad feelings, a lot of also a lot of global crisis through politics, for example.
Sure.
And I think humankind is a very ambivalent species. And you could maybe describe it as some kind of alien looking on the planet Earth and saying, "Wow, those humans, they are very, very clever and they have a lot of potential, but what they are doing with it and how they execute the potential
Yeah.
is very, very sad sometimes and very cruel and very wrong in different terms and in various ways. And it's a kind of summary of this topic. So you have a very happy part, a lot of humpa humpa and at the beginning, which means a little bit of the positive side, and then there's like a cut in the middle, and then you go to the darker ones, to the more epic parts, and that's more or less the dark side of the humankind. Yeah.
Sure. And speaking on that dark side, we're coming to the age of AI, and here we can create something that can be so useful, but we use it to be detrimental, just as it is to the music industry. I wanted to ask, what's your opinion on AI in music?
Markus?
I Well, to be fair, I used AI recently to kind of update my my technical setup. I asked AI, I have this and this component for my bass and so on, and what could I do to make it sound better and to have more fun with it? And that were some pretty good inputs that I got, and I updated it with the recommendations, and now I actually have more fun playing my stuff because I can hear myself better. But in songs itself, I think it's difficult. You can still you can use it as a kind of inspiration, but I would never go and say, okay, I have this and that. I type something into my prompt, and then I want the final product to sell it as my song or my work because it's basically just a prompt. And so I wouldn't be satisfied with it. For inspiration, okay, you can have it, but I would not just create a whole song with it and then sell it as my own. That's that's my opinion on that.
Well, for me, it's I think it's a little bit of the same way I think about it. I'm a very creative person, and I catch myself very often, or I catched myself very often in the last, let's say, 10, 15 years, having very creative thoughts in terms of, oh, the music creates certain pictures in my head or certain
Mhm.
movie scenes. And sometimes I just told to myself, oh, Alex, it would be so cool to live in 200 years. Maybe it would be possible to transfer your thoughts into something, because I'm not able to make a movie out of my thoughts, and I'm not able
Sure.
to draw a picture because I'm very sucking at drawing pictures. So sometimes I was just like, I wish there was some kind of tool that would transfer my imaginations into some kind of product, some kind of visual approach. And I think AI might be good for those things. In terms of music, in terms of creativity, especially, I think there is this concept called uncanny valley. Did you ever hear about it?
No.
It's a psychological theory which says humans are very, very good in identifying things that are real and human and authentic, but also very good at detecting things that are not very authentic. So if you put a robot, or if you have a robot and you put a mask on it, a human mask with a face, it feels kind of wrong and makes you kind of scared because you have a very distinct sense of of realizing, is this real or
Yeah.
is this AI? And I think there is also some kind of uncanny valley effect for the music because I can just speak for myself. Sometimes it happens when I'm at Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, that there is a sound or a song, and I'm like, oh, that's not bad. I wonder which band this
Mm.
is. But it takes about maybe 10, 20 seconds, and some voice in me says, it does not feel right somehow. I think that's not a real human song, what I'm listening to right now. It feels like a AI product. And I think this is what AI might never be able to achieve, to create real feelings and to create real emotions through the
So-
music in the intensity like a human could do this. That's my approach to that.
But
and no
AI
human
in
has
music
perfect tone.
Sorry again.
No human
is
has
a
perfect tone
yeah,
throughout.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I just wanted to add that AI especially in music has evolved so much. Like a year ago or some time more, we had a gig in a city at Lake Constance, and we drove back from that, and then we basically just used an AI tool to like write a song about the events of that gig. It was just stupid, and you could instantly detect, okay, this is done with AI. It was just for fun, and now it's like 1.5 years later, and it's getting really hard to distinguish: is this real or is this AI? And like Alex said, at some point you realize this can't be real, but it's getting really hard now. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
And I wanted to ask you if you could speak on the album art. And speaking of art, could you speak on the concept of the album cover and who is responsible for the artwork?
Oh, that's a good question, and I'm so happy that you asked it. Because there was one very important thing for me when I put the whole band, the whole project, the whole album together, and it was always the high goal to say, if we are doing something, if we are releasing the album, I want it to be good. I don't want to release something that's maybe half baked or maybe not in the how do you call it, in the quality. If I need to be satisfied, and I think in terms of music, I'm very hard to be satisfied. Um,
I
and
can
I,
confirm that.
yeah, and I was browsing the internet at Reddit, I think it was, and because I'm a huge Nightwish fan, I was browsing on the Nightwish Reddit subreddit, and then there was some guy covering or reimagining the Nightwish album covers from, I think it was Oceanborn and it was Dark Passion Play, I think. And it was one of those moments, maybe you know those two. It instantly clicked. Something in me said, I want this guy to do our album cover. It was like an everlasting love I never found before.
Mhm.
And I immediately wrote to him and I said, "Hello, I saw your Nightwish artwork, and I'm very thrilled about it. It's awesome. I wanted to tell or we are doing music too, and I want you on the album." And he told me, "Oh, that's very good. That's very lucky for you because I'm doing this as a main job." And so I was like, "Oh, that's
Mhm.
that's a great coincidence." And then we got together, and the guy is called Aaron Visuals. I think he is in I think in Bulgaria or in Romania in Eastern Europe. And he's a very kind guy. We wrote, I think, maybe 100 mails each other. He kept us updated on everything he was doing. He also loves our music, and it's like a very big respect for each of us. So I respect his art, and I think that's perfect, and it can summarize the music so good. And he, on the other hand, says that the music fits very perfect to his art and makes him very creative, and he can listen to it all day and make artworks. And so we have a very worshipping a relation to each other. And I'm very happy that we got him. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you as well, were there tracks that didn't make the cut for the album?
Mm, Markus, do you know about it?
I well, I think when I joined the band, basically everything was already written, and we are currently writing or working on the second album already. And I don't know if you maybe took some of the melodies and stuff and put those on the side and said, okay, we want to keep those for the second album because it doesn't fit the themes of the first album very well. But the 11 songs that are on the album, um, they were all planned to be there, and so we didn't scrap anything. Maybe just Alex saved it for a later time.
Yeah, there was one song, I think it was called Endeavor, and it was really crappy somehow because it had kind of a very good intro, I think, but the chorus was absolute shit, and the whole arrangement was not clicking that much. And Endeavor actually was part of the first album, and then I wrote the Acanthus as last song. It was in March 2020, I think, when Corona was very new to the world. And then it was for me, it was like, okay, let's fuck that one song, just get it out. And
Mm.
Archaeologist went in and it clicked perfectly because that was the moment when I knew, so now it's complete, now it's perfect. And I would not change any single thing now because we got everything. We got fast songs, we got pissed songs, we got very sad songs, we got Death of the Fox as a very long epic track. And so it was kind of perfect. And I said, I'm not missing anything right now. And that was the also, I think that was maybe the time when I said to myself, now I really, really have to f find a band and have to release this as an album. Yeah.
And now the album's out and it's very well received. I wanted to
Thank you.
ask you, what's the next step for you? Will you take to the road?
Yeah. Markus?
I would love to, but well, as he mentioned, he's a teacher, our singer's a teacher, and I have three kids. We all have full-time jobs, so maybe someday we'll do a tour. But for now, we are happy to play occasional gigs in southern Germany. Um, and yeah, we're still promoting the album, and we love to play the songs live, have people react to it. And yeah, we're not tracking the second album, but we are currently learning the songs and arranging the songs, learning to play them, and then yeah, getting to play those live as well. And then if those songs are fitting, then we'll track the second album, and then we'll see how we go from there, I think.
Yeah. And we are releasing a music video this
Oh yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
And for what song will it be? Are you allowed to say?
Let me ask you, which song would you put in a music video? What do you see?
Well, if I was to do it, it'd have to be Cemetery Hills because that
Act
song is so emotional for me.
Actually, this was one of my first ideas, and I always said to the band, if there will be one song ever played by us in the radio, it will be Symmetry Hits because it got those Disney vibes, and I think a lot of people who would normally not listen to metal would listen to this song and say, "Wow, that's some nice thing." Actually, it was the other song I was also having on my screen for the single, and it's "Fall for the Ink."
Ah,
Yeah, because it's quite easy in terms of the arrangements. It's not very complicated. You don't have to listen into it maybe two, three, four times to get it because it
mhm.
clicks very easily. And yeah, we are very, very happy with the video. It was a lot of effort actually. We had a casting with actors, and as I mentioned before, if we are doing something, I wanted to do it right and with a
Sure.
high quality. And I think we actually achieved that goal.
And at what time will this video premiere?
Oh, now we have to calculate. It's 7 p.m. in
7
Germany.
p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so it will be 11 a.m. in Ohio.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you also, what is the best way to get a hold of this album and a merchandise that you have?
Markus?
Probably the website, or just reach out on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So nowadays, as Alex mentioned, we have internet and stuff, so it's getting really easy to just get in touch with like small bands like us. And if you love the stuff, then just go listen to it on YouTube Music, Spotify, whatever, and reach out on the social media stuff. You can grab the physical album if you want. You can merchandise. Um, so we're always happy if people come up to us and tell us, "Hey, I love your music. Send me something. I'm willing to pay for it."
It's
Absolutely.
it's
And it's
actually very surprising because we got a lot of people writing us an email, for example, and saying, "Hey, I'm actually also living in America, in the States. Can you send this to us?" And I was just like, "Yeah, just give me the address. I will pay for the delivery." Just get it. So it's very surprising to see how many people actually reach out to us. And yeah, and now we are having a podcast with the Rock podcast
Yeah.
in the States. Yeah, yeah. It's
And I,
very crazy sometimes.
and I think that's a tribute to you're creating an album that is amazing from top to bottom, my friends.
Yeah, thank you.
It was hard for me to pick just two tracks to speak of because it absolutely is a great experience throughout.
Well,
Very
we are
honored. Thank you.
surely biased because we arranged the songs, we wrote the songs, but yesterday we had rehearsals and we had to get out one song for the next gig because the set list the set time is too short, and it was like a lengthy discussion. Which one can we get out because they are all great and we love them all.
Absolutely.
So in the end, we kicked one out, but it's not that. Yeah, let's use this one. This is just a filler song.
Yeah,
And for
that's
and for fans that haven't seen you in your area, I wanted to ask you, what can they expect when they do see you live?
I think we are actually a pretty good live band. I don't want to sound arrogant here, but we had some gigs now. I think maybe 10 to 15 gigs in the years. And something we always get as a feedback is something like, usually I don't even like metal that much, and I don't like the screaming and the bleh, if the singers are like growling and stuff.
Mhm.
But the Acanthus stuff is something I really can adapt to. And this is something I also had very carefully in my mind when I created the music, because I wanted not to make music for myself, to show myself how complex and um how much I can achieve with the music in terms of let's play more notes in less time.
Sure.
It was more like I want to create emotions and I want to create atmospheres, and I think that's something we talked about AI um, some minutes ago. I think that's something that unites people also. If you can listen to music, if you can close your eyes, and if you can you can have something like a movie running through your mind through music. And I think that's something we get very often as a feedback, that there is a huge imagine potential in the music. And also, maybe Markus can approve or say something other. We very often get the feedback that we have a lot of fun on stage. So we have Markus jumping around like a little rabbit. We have our guitarist Joseph, and they are doing a lot of funny stuff all the time while having fun, while playing the songs in a good way, not becoming untied or something.
Sure.
And I think that's something we get said very often, to say, we are watching you on stage and you are having the best time of your life. And this is something that contaminates us too. So we are feeling the vibe between you on the
Sure.
stage, and that's very,
Absolutely.
very great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it
that's the
sounds
beautiful.
arrogant, but as you mentioned, we we are very good live. I've played in a couple of bands already, and this is my first time playing not so very heavy music. I played with our guitarist in a deathcore band before, and so this was like how many notes per second can I play? Watch me, great, great. And now I personally am enjoying the songs while playing them. So sometimes it makes it hard to focus on what I should be playing when I'm listening to Lily or to a guitar solo in my ear monitors. Um, and I still have to play my stuff. But this is really the best songs, the best compositions, the best music that I've played in my musical career, if you want to call it. And those guys are probably the best musicians I've ever played with so far. So
I think you have to give a
that's
lot of credit to Lily, actually.
yeah,
She's always dying in front of before our gigs, and she's just like, "Oh no, I can't sing. I'm so bad. I hope I won't make any mistakes." And then she's going out there and she's like, "Whoa." Also you very often you see also in the videos at YouTube, they are always mentioning the singer, and they're always like,
yeah,
"Oh my God, that's a very, very good live singer." And we are like, yeah, the people standing
yeah.
next to
We're also there, but
her.
well deserved.
And lastly, my friends, I wanted to ask you if you could give a message to your fans, what message would you give them?
I would say we are incredibly thankful to have such great fans. There is a kind of a family right now, maybe let it be 10 to 10 to 20 people, and they are always there when we have a concert, no matter if it's in Bavaria, in Baden-Württemberg, in our local region. And this is worth incredibly much, and we are beyond honored to have such beautiful and lovely people around us. Also, of course, all the others listening to our music, enjoying our music, it's a very, very great honor. It developed far beyond everything I could have ever imagined when I wrote the tracks in my little room back in 2020. And actually it's a big, big honor for us to have the listeners worldwide, to have the opportunity also to be here with you in the podcast. So thank you very much for this opportunity too. And we would be nothing without them. That's the very most important thing for every band starting and for every band worldwide, having dedicated fans, having good fans. And so we are beyond blessed.
Well, I wanted to take a moment to thank you personally for creating an album that I enjoyed from top to bottom. I couldn't wait to speak with you about it, my friends.
Thank you so much.
Please feel free to keep in touch with me with any new news as it comes about.
Yeah, we will, 100%. Yeah, you will get infos from us.
Well, thanks again, my friends, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a
And you
good day.
enjoy yeah, your day.
Take care, my friends.
Bye bye, and don't
Bye.
freeze too much.
Bye.